Hello CIG, Tazzy's here. I just want to talk about this involuntary preservation of velocity when it's above base SCM, when it's in that afterburner velocity range. If I have my throttle set to 0 and I strafe forward, I go 180 meters a second on the 2.6.1 PTU patch. If I let go of my throttle, I return back to 0, again because my throttle is set to 0. If I strafe backwards, I go to 180 meters a second. If I let go, I go back to 0. Again, because my throttle is set to 0. And I'm not calling for any movement keys. I'm using strafe. I'm not calling for my ship to do anything, so my ship comes back to rest. And I'm in coupled mode, which all makes sense. And this is how it's been forever. However, now with 2.6, if I strafe forward and I press afterburner, if I get out of base SCM velocities and into the afterburner velocities, and I let go of afterburner and my strafe keys, my velocity is preserved. Now what happens if I strafe backwards? If I strafe backwards, do I go back to 0? Do I just go back to 180 meters a second? Now note, I'm not pressing afterburner, I'm just pressing strafe backwards. I go 100 or 220 meters a second backwards. You would need to press afterburner to get to that velocity, but I'm not pressing it. Why is that? Makes absolutely no sense. So what happens if I let go of strafe? I'm not going to touch any keys on my keyboard again. Letting go of all my keys. What happens? I go to 320 meters a second. This absolutely makes no sense. I mean, I'm sure there's some reason for it, but it's not a good one. Especially the way that it affects strafe. If a person wants to go 320 meters a second, they should have to hold their throttle or set their throttle to that velocity they want to go and be holding afterburner. The way it should work is the way it used to work, and the way that afterburner should function kind of like how the old afterburner did when we didn't have these higher speeds. So essentially, you could be going maybe 220 in the Hornet when you weren't pressing afterburner. When you pressed afterburner, you go maybe like 300, but as soon as you let go of afterburner, you would go back to 220 or something like that. So afterburner velocities should not be preserved. It does not benefit gameplay. It actually makes it worse. Because for example, I'm going to show you something where, okay, I'm going to go straight forward and I'm going to hold afterburner. I've now reached max afterburner velocity. I can let off all my keys. I'm still going 540 meters a second. What happens when I strafe backwards now? I'm not pressing afterburner, just pressing strafe backwards. I'm at 0 meters a second. I cannot strafe backwards anymore because I was going 540 meters a second forward. Why can't I go strafe backwards? This is a flawed change to afterburner. It should not function like this. What happens if I let go of afterburner or strafe backwards? I bet I go up to 540 meters a second forward. Sure enough. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I just hope that we can return afterburner's velocity change between non-afterburner activation and afterburner activation back to how it was prior to 2.6, where if you want to go in afterburner velocities, you must press and hold afterburner. If you release the activation of afterburner, you return back to your max SCM velocity. If you're pressing straight forward, or if your throttle set to 100%, and you let go of afterburner, you should return back to max, SCM velocity. And if you want to go max AB velocity, you press afterburner. So it just seems extremely clean cut and efficient and effective by having it like that. And all we do is make the control systems confusing, and they make them counterproductive for control. And control is the heart of this game. So anyways, thank you for watching.